Good.
My butt is connecting.
They have laser guns and fireball powers. This is amazing.
So
It's the
glad you
best
like
video ever.
It is.
In the worst possible
Oh, and now
way.
they're all like raving.
Like,
Because
you
that's
know,
what you do after trying to kill each other with lasers.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Start raving.
they're blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
Sounds like an episode of Futurama.
It is a lot like an episode of Futurama. In a video.
Okay, now did I say it from this? Yes, I did. So I'll just retweet myself.
Stop retweeting
Oh,
yourself.
now it's Kung Fu. They've stopped shooting and have started kicking.
Edit, cut. Edit, paste.
I'm like creeping on your guys' shelves, seeing what you got on your shelves. I need
Well,
a
I got-
shelf.
I got stuff, man.
I have
You-
things.
You don't even know.
My things trump your stuff.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa!
Dang.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Those are some strong words there.
Stuff and things?
All right.
It used to be a code in my last relationship, but I probably shouldn't talk about that. It was not subtle. Alright. I got that done. Now,
So useless. You guys are doing work, and I'm just kind of like sitting here, like, dude.
Hey, I'm dancing to blue, so really.
Not the dog.
Jocelyn's
Not the
got a
dog.
whole new groove, a whole new outlook on life.
Oh my god, Barbie Girl's coming up. It's by Aqua. That's pretty much blue.
You know what? I might be responsible for that as a related video. That just occurred to me.
Really? Why is that?
Well, okay, so at work, we were trying to find songs that were kind of earwig style songs that get, super easily stuck in your head. And so I may have selected Blue and then moved on to Barbie Girl.
wow.
And as I'm probably the only person that was like, I need to watch Blue right now. Like, the only thing they have to pull for related videos right now is what I watched that day.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Sorry, I'm just happy that things are finally getting together.
I've never actually seen this video either. What the
Oh,
hell is wrong with his
jeez.
hair?
I don't think I've ever seen the Barbie Girl video, actually. Heard the song a bunch. Our radio station had a ban on it. You couldn't request it.
Really?
Why?
Yeah. Because everybody was requesting it constantly. And finally they were like, guys, we are only going to play it twice an hour. So please stop calling in and requesting Barbie Girl. Thank you.
want to listen to Barbie Girl.
But I need to know that I'm a Barbie girl.
Living in a Barbie world.
Hello, Ken. Sure thing, Ken.
Reminds me of this one time when I got thrown out of a diner because me and my cousin took $5 and put it in the jukebox and played Sweet Child of Mine over and over and over and over again for like 5 hours.
That's a good song, though.
Yeah.
No, not that many times. in a
Not
row.
over and over and over.
I can barely make it through Sweet Child of Mine once. Like, I
Oh,
acknowledge
wait.
it's a good song, but
No,
Like-
I was thinking Sweet Emotion. Oh, yeah. Okay.
it's a very different song, Ben.
It is a very
Very
different song, which is why I was like, yeah, great. I like Sweet Emotion. Yeah.
Emotion.
I really want to see what the next video is going to be.
It's who knows?
Who knows?
It's like a radio.
It's a radio.
What is this radio you speak of?
Except it doesn't actually have interruptions that tell you no interruptions.
Oh my god, now they're falling apart. He's literally dancing with an arm.
That has some kind of creepy undertones there.
A little bit.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
Barbie's a brunette. That's just wrong.
Hey, don't be harassed against Barbie.
Hey, Barbie can be anybody. Barbie's.
Oh my god, guys!
I'm a
It's
Barbie
Wanna Be
girl.
by Spice Girls!
Oh.
That's probably my fault too.
I don't understand why, if I want to be your lover, I have to also get with your friends.
Because they're swingers, Ben. Do I need to explain swingers to you?
That's like when you're a kid and you're on a swing set? You know, back and forth,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh god, this is gonna be stuck in my head
Well
forever.
then, I loved swinging when I was a kid.
I bet you did, man. I bet you did. Alright. I'm sending you a new overlay. I basically just pasted the... It's the laziest version ever.
Well, I'm not using it.
It should require no work.
Again, I'm not using it.
Ben,
I have to reposition everything, and that's going to
Hold on,
start
let me
like
see
take
what it-
another
let me
10
see
minutes
what it
before the
looks
show
like.
starts.
well, that's okay. We got time.
This video's ridiculous.
Okay, that's true because Jocelyn's just watching Tell Me What You Want, What You Really, Really Want.
That song reminds me of the movie Small Soldiers, which was a terrible movie
John,
that you
there's-
should never watch.
They're still really close together. That's not going to work.
Just hold on. I went exactly off your Skype overlay. If you do a window capture of your Skype overlay, it will fit perfectly.
I
I'm
can't
telling
do
you.
that because we have something different for Kephas.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, John, I'm not doing that.
Man, you're awful.
I know. I'm a horrible
Chat room
person.
saying you guys never start on time anyway, so stop freaking out.
You're the worst.
Do you want to listen to some Spice Girls, Ben? It'll help.
I would love to, but then I'd broadcast it, and then John will yell at me for making YouTube not let us have music on our.
We just have
live.
to talk over it.
So we just say the lyrics.
I
Tell
don't
me what
care
you
what
want.
we
Oh my
say.
God, that
really,
would be
really
epic.
want.
Hey, tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
I wanna.
Oh my
I
god,
wanna,
that synced
I
up
wanna,
almost
I
perfectly
wanna,
to what I'm listening to right now.
I wanna.
I want to
something,
huh.
something,
I want to huh. I want to huh. I
Give
really
me-
But we're
give-
getting
give
with
me
friends now,
something-
and it's
oh,
lasting
Zig,
forever.
zig, ah.
John,
It's pretty great. It's a pretty great idea.
how
Oh,
long
here
have you been a
comes the
Spice Girls
rap.
friend? Oh, there's a rap in that song.
Yeah, there's a rap.
I didn't really listen to the Spice Girls.
They had to give Sporty Spice something to do.
Yep.
Other than like kicking and stuff.
Earn
Oh,
your
she still
paycheck,
kicks a
Sporty
lot.
Spice. Yeah.
Did anybody ever see the movie?
Yeah, it was. I liked that movie actually. I thought it was
I'm
pretty
not
good.
surprised.
Of course you did.
I mean, I don't know if I would still like it, but I liked it at the time. I'm not going to make a bold claim that it is still good and holds up. At the time, I enjoyed that movie.
Okay, Alessandra, I'll see what I can do about that.
How about no, Ben?
Well, I just checked to see, you know, like where the timestamp might be for that.
What is the NKOTB? What is this?
You
New
Kids on the Block.
Oh, shit. I'm.
Who is this?
Damn, I guess I'm not cool anymore.
Nope.
Of course not.
Oh, what's next? What's next? What's next?
This is going to be
the whole
just
show.
Jocelyn listening to music. She's like, I found the best radio station ever. What is
Called
it? It's
YouTube.
YouTube.
This is kind of
So true. I never do this. This is a whole new experience for me, guys. Oh, say you'll be there. I don't want to listen to that. That's
Nah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I was going
try,
to do this on the
YouTube.
pre-show, and I'm still going to do it because I can't freaking wait anymore. But before the show tonight, John and I stopped at GameStop, and I'm going to open
that's
myself
right.
a little Heroes character.
We got an unboxing. We're gonna see if Ben gets disappointed or if he's happy.
That's Club 7.
Let's see. What are you hoping for, Ben? What do you think's in there before
I want
you
it to
get
be
into
Tyrael.
it? This is the Tyrael one?
I hope it is, yeah. I gave Sarah hers, and she got Invisible Nova.
Hey, who called the Nova? Oh, he's opening it.
Oh my god. It's opening.
It's stuck. I have to be stronger than
Oh,
a box.
that's actually a good sign if it's stuck in there. Oh wait, no, you mean the box
Yeah.
is stuck.
Okay, let's see.
It's chef stitches.
Is it?
Yes!
it?
Yes!
Oh, there we go.
How did you know that?
Look at that.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
We
Oh.
were 2 for 2.
Yes.
I want him.
That's
No.
cool.
He's so cool. Where
Very
do you
cool.
get those?
GameStop.
GameStop.
Ah.
That's where the
Yay.
gamers go. I don't know if that's their slogan, but it sounds like there's.
Sounds like it should be.
It's where the
Where the
gamers
gamers-
stop.
That's where the games stop. We're done.
Yay! I'm really happy now. So, John, you don't get to see my disappointed face.
That's okay. It was worth
Hey.
it because we ultimately were right about our guesses, and I like being right more than I like seeing you sad.
True.
It's okay. We haven't started talking about patch 6.2 yet.
Look at Kephas firing shots for Ben. It's amazing.
That's what I do.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when we talk about that.
Yeah, we actually have not. Sorry, Jocelyn's notes just really distracted me from us. Like, what? You were almost Batman?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but then her parents lived.
Dang.
I was this close.
We're so close. Every day you're just like eating your
Hi, Mom. Hi,
cereal.
Dad. God damn it.
You're just eating your cereal, and then finally you just throw it down, and it's like, I was this close to being Batman.
You like
I
don't
was
speak.
Batman
Give
for
the
Halloween
bugger
one
the
year.
money. Why couldn't you put up more of a fight?
You just stop contacting your parents for like 3 years, and they finally come to you like, "What's going on?" And you're like, "I could have been Batman, but you had to not die.
You had to live.
You had
It's
to
all my
live."
parents' fault. They're holding me back.
Except you have to speak like him when you say it. I could have been Batman.
Instead, I'm the one wearing hockey pants.
Oh my god. You guys are ridiculous. I love this show so much.
Mom up. Mom, it's me. I just wanted you to know I could have been Batman.
Click.
And then call back. The clowns are the doctors. And then hang up again.
Oh my god.
That's our Jocelyn. Always saying she could have been Batman.
It is something I say more often than I probably should.
Oh, God.
I could be
Alright.
Daredevil.
Yes, you could.
Could be Daredevil. You're holding yourself back.
I know.
You can't have a really good, distinct Daredevil voice, though.
I can have the Daredevil chin.
That works. It's like,
Yeah.
stick it out, just...
Yep.
I think I've got like 2 episodes of that left. That show is really good.
It's gonna
It
look
is.
really awkward on the video feed in a minute when we all do Daredevil chin at the same time. Wait for it. Oh, there it is.
Well, shall we get this thing started?
We could do that.
Whatevs.
No big deal.
Well, now the big thing is,
Could go either way.
how are we going to start the show? We've got 2 people.
Everybody sing their favorite Spice Girls song.
I don't sing. I can talk it though.
And I'll just
Everybody
shrug.
talk their favorite Spice Girls song. And then end it with your listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
Okay, John, you start.
Don't actually do that.
Dang it. Okay,
I'm still trying to figure out what I did. I guess I'll just figure that out on the fly. Well, I guess I could just do.
yeah.
There we go.
Oh, Gorath in the chat room. So good.
I don't remember that song, but I know
No?
enough to know
Oh,
that
dude.
was a song.
All right. Well, how about...
Was that the one where they got naked and sang on chairs?
We should
Maybe?
watch that video.
I don't know. There was some song where they would, on their show, come out and they would supposedly be naked behind chairs.
That's kind of awkward. Were they carrying it beforehand?
Chat room starting a fight.
Gorath, that's amazing. I will
Two
fight
become one or riot.
everyone.
All right. Kef, why don't you start with the whole, like, my name's Kephas, blah, 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 and then Jocelyn, you say your thing, and then we'll start the show after that. How's that?
What if Kephas starts and Jocelyn interrupts him?
No, that's just mean.
I'll say, "What's up, guys? This is Kephas, and you're listening to," and then you interrupt me, and then you do your thing.
You can't plan the interruption, rookie.
Dang. Dang.
Look, if Jocelyn knows about one thing, it's getting
It's
interrupted while doing the intro.
Okay, what am I supposed to say?
Just whatever, and then she'll
just
interrupt
do
you
the-
at some
just
point.
do the intro, and nobody will interrupt anybody.
Oh, okay. Are you ready?
I am.
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me
Okay.
make sure I'm recording. I think I am. Yep, totally
So
recording.
pro.
Okay. What's up, guys? This is Kephas from YouTube, and you are listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
See how nice that went?
That was super nice, but when are we going to introduce Jocelyn? Like,
We're
that's
not.
the thing. There's got to be a stop at some point.
We're just going to be all, and our next guest, Batman. Well, almost.
Almost Batman.
So Jocelyn, are you going to say something?
Should I do it?
Yeah?
Okay. This is Jocelyn from the Gamers Inn and the Angry Chicken, and you're listening to Azeroth Roundtable. Oh my effing god! Wow.
I liked watching her
Wow.
face as she did that. Like, as she got closer and closer to the end, she got more and more nervous. It was like, and then we... It was great. It was great. Sometimes you got to subvert expectations.
Welcome to Azeroth Roundtable, episode 118. My name is Ben Bumhoffer, and with me, as always, is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
It's going good, Ben.
That's good.
I'm here. Today's Friday.
Yes, it is.
It took me a while to figure that out this morning.
It
but
kind
I
of
got
did me
there.
too. It's been a hell of a week.
Yes, it has. But we made it. We made it to Azeroth Roundtable, which
Yes.
means the start of the weekend.
Yay!
It
Jazz
makes me
hands.
very happy. I spent all week living a double life, Ben.
Really?
Yeah.
Will
I
we
lived
find out
one
about this?
life as John Jagger
Mm-hmm.
and a night life as Batman.
Oh my god. Well, there is someone else on this call who I know could very well possibly be some sort of superhero. I don't want to give him away, though, so I'm not going to say who it is. But I will say, though, Kephas, welcome to the show.
Hello!
How's it going?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, we love you,
you know,
Kephas.
it's going. It's going. Warcraft 6.2, it's going. And I'm here.
Hold on, Kephas. Control your excitement. I need you to calm down for a moment because you're making everybody jealous. They're saying, man, I wish I could muster that level of enthusiasm.
I know. It
Yeah.
takes a lot of effort.
Go. Woohoo.
Yay!
You know what? Well, I will say, there is someone who is just racing to be here, and that is Jocelyn.
Hi guys.
Hello.
I missed you. It's been like months. Ish, maybe.
Yeah, it hasn't been as long, but it's been a while.
It could be.
I mean, considering we invited you on every show, the last show, it's been a long time.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. You know what? You might be wondering why we have two guests. Well, the reason is first of all, we love Kephas and we love Jocelyn. So great.
Aw.
But this is part of kind of the new every now and then format that John and I are talking about, kind of mixing things up and actually having more of a roundtable discussion. So that requires more than one person. So guess what? We got 2 people this week.
We got 2 people. We don't know how to handle it, but we will get better with time.
Pretty much. Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to start Jocelyn. Last to be introduced, first, except for when John was saying that he was Batman. What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Well, I was almost Batman, except for the download takes frickin' forever. So I didn't actually get to be Batman, which gave me a sad. But I'm really, really looking forward to it because everyone who's actually gotten to play seems super, super stoked about it. So almost Batman. So close.
So, almost Batman.
So almost Batman. So when I couldn't play Batman, I played Witcher 3, which was interesting.
He's like Batman.
I like it.
He's like a medieval Batman that kills things.
He kind of is. He kind of is. I'm enjoying it. I only got like 2 hours in. I streamed it all. And I have a bit of a problem with these kind of games because it seems like, you start in, you do the tutorial, and then you're like chasing after this woman. And you're like, oh, we're within like a day's ride of her. We're catching up. And then you get to the first town and it's like, find me my chicken. I need help wrangling my horse. It's like, I'm on a timeline, goddammit.
Pardon
But
me,
you can't move
Witcher,
forward.
but I need some milk from the local bakery.
Exactly.
And I need you to go get it. I don't know what the bakery is, but if you could get milk from there, I would appreciate it.
I was going to say, they have milk at a bakery?
They have many things at the bakery.
I don't want baked
Witcher?
milk.
Don't question my quest, Witcher. Just go do it.
Just do it. And see, then there's my other problem, is that, they say get milk from the bakery, and you're like, there's no milk at the bakery, and you look all over the freaking bakery, and you can't find any milk, and it turns out it's like in a cupboard underneath the counter that a person's standing in front of or something stupid.
So you kill them, then get the milk, and then go back.
Then you get the milk, and then you profit.
But there's this suspicious cow outside that just keeps looking at you funny.
And then as he walks away, he goes, my baby. I don't know.
That's what The Witcher 3 is. Everybody, you should check it out. It's a pretty good game. You hunt down milk at bakeries. You fight cows, suspicious cows.
Yep. There's dwarves. I found a dwarf.
There was a dwarf. Was that the one who got his forge burned down?
Yep.
He's
And then I got
like-
so excited because I'm like, I'm going to find the guy that burnt down the forge, and then we're going to be buds, and you're going to tell me which way she went, and then I'm going to continue on. And so I did that quest, and nothing happened. I just had a forge, and I'm like, well, this is stupid because now I have to go to the notice board and do all those side things, and I just want to go, go, go. You have to. She's getting away.
That's
But did
because
you feel bad
wasting
about what
valuable
happened to the
time.
guy?
Huh?
Did you feel bad about what happened to the guy?
I did a little bit.
I mean,
But he also tried to beat me up, so...
Yeah, like he was a mean, aggressive, drunken racist. So,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, he deserved it. But there was this moment where he was like, "I'm sorry, I just got drunk." And
Yeah.
then they're like, "All right, well,
It's
we're
like,
gonna
I
go
can
hang
relate
you."
to that.
Yeah, they're like, "We're gonna go hang you now," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh." And then the dwarf's just like, "Good," and I was just like, "This is what we're doing?" Like, we were all kind of having a zany moment a minute ago. Haha, drunken guy did something mean, and now they're gonna go hang him on a hill.
Yep.
wow.
So yeah, I got a little bit into that, but the thing I've been playing really more than anything else in the last couple of weeks, because it's a super fun multiplayer game, is called Death. Have you guys seen this? No?
Maybe. What is it?
It's a shark game. So-
I think I have seen this.
There's like four divers and 2 sharks, so it's a 6-person game. And the divers are trying to go around and get all the treasure, and the sharks are trying to eat the divers. It's terrifying.
Sounds terrifying.
This doesn't seem like a game you should play, Jocelyn.
Well, it made for a very entertaining stream.
Okay.
So I've been told anyway. But when I get to be the shark, oh my god, it's so fun.
Would you say that you're a man-eater?
I was about to say. Jocelyn's developing a reputation on this show. Like, there's a commonality between every single episode.
Yep.
At least the
I
last,
know.
like, 2 or 3.
Vicious brutality.
Speaking of, I killed all the pandas. Update on that. I killed all the pandas before 6.2.
All the Alliance pandas.
Yes,
Oh,
obviously.
okay.
Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, those pandas are kind of dicks.
Yeah, totally.
Snooty
had it
pandas.
coming.
What's them choosing blue? Psh.
I get really sad when I see a dead Pandaren. Can I just, like, in that game, that's one of the
Really?
things where I see him and I'm just like, oh. There's
Actually,
something
I
sad
can kind of
about
see
it.
that. They're like the closest thing that we have to like pacifists.
I know, they're like kind of nice. They just like to
Yeah.
drink. They don't really want to, like, they
They're
like
all,
a
like,
good fight, but they're-
Jolly and round and
and then I also
bouncy.
associate them as an endangered species, even though all of Pandaria is covered in them. Like, they're all over the place. I'm like, no, every one of those Pandaren is a rare treasure.
Oh my gosh. I will say, though, the death animations on Pandaren are just, they're really sad.
Yeah, they just kind of flop down on their bellies and their chins out. Like, they kind of look like they're sleeping, but then
they
it's
look
like
like
that,
a bear rug.
Yeah, and it's like that Star Wars moment where you go over to him and you're like, wake up, and
Bear
you
rug.
kind of shake him a little bit, and then nothing happens, and you just go, "Wah."
Have you ever heard of female panda? The sound she makes when she dies.
Yes!
What is
She's like, she's like.
Okay, never mind. Now I don't care if pandas die.
Trust me. Seeing as how I play a female Pandaren, yes, it sucks when they die. And Kephas, you're not wrong. It's seriously, it's like,
I think this is my favorite part of any episode I've ever done with you guys, is you guys trying to be female panda death sound.
Oh, I got stabbed in the chest. That's no fun.
so,
Ridiculous.
Kev, what about you? I know that...
Hold on, wait. I
Okay.
feel like Ben intentionally glossed over something that Jocelyn was up to.
Okay.
Oh, Hearthstone?
Yep.
Oh.
Sorry.
You're
sorry.
my one ally that I get on this show, Jocelyn. If you're not here, I talk about Hearthstone and Ben just goes dead-eyed into the camera until I feel guilty and stop talking about it.
I have been playing a lot of Hearthstone too, obviously, laddering up as per usual. But Tavern Brawl is new, and that's a thing, and I think we killed Ben, so... It's bananas, Ben. It's literally bananas. BANANAS, bananas.
Good job.
That should have been on your playlist.
Oh my
Did you
god, it
use-
should have been.
Could you use bananas in a sentence, please?
This shit is bananas.
Well, look, okay,
Well
I will
said.
say,
Well said.
I have a coworker of mine. He absolutely loves Hearthstone, and he was messaging me earlier yesterday saying like, "Oh my gosh, have you played this week's Tavern Brawl? It's bananas." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I've heard." And then so he proceeded to tell me like this great hand that he got. He's like, "I did this and this, and then I played like nine bananas and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "It's like you're trying to make words. What is going on here?" So then he explained it. I'm like, oh, so you were able to deal like 40 damage in one turn. That's cool. The end.
You should try Tavern Brawl, Ben.
It might be the only way
so,
I enjoy
John,
it.
have you been brawling?
I did, and I got Ragnaros every time, and I got my butt kicked many times. And then
Were
I
you
won.
able to did win?
Yeah, I did win. So I felt good because I feel like had I lost nonstop on Nefarian or on Ragnaros and then won on Nefarian, I would have felt kind of like I cheated. But I won legitimately on Ragnaros. I climbed
Nice.
that mountain. I never got to play as Nefarian though.
Oh no, jeez, you had terrible luck.
I know. It's just like, hey, I hope you like Ragnaros. I'm like, well,
Although
yes.
I did like Ragnaros, I preferred him after everything. Everyone's like, "Oh, Nefarian's so OP," and I was like, "Yeah, but Ragnaros is fun."
Yeah, he's better. He knows
Yeah.
he's better. Whatever. He knows. There's a reason almost every deck, like, it doesn't matter what they describe. I'm like, okay, which of these cards am I removing to put in my Golden Ragnaros? There's always an appropriate place for it. Doesn't matter what it is. Face Hunter, goal is to do it as fast as possible. This probably
You
needs
need a Golden Ragnaros.
Yeah, it's really missing that late game.
Yeah. Deck building with John.
And then we just top it all off with a Golden Ragnaros, and you're done. That's how every single video ends.
Needs to be a Noble Garden event. Find the Golden Ragnaros.
It's in John's deck.
Oh,
Yeah.
Deck.
Deck.
Oh, Dak.
With an E. I like Ragnaros, but I don't like Ragnaros.
John, do you get a burning sensation when you... Never mind.
Don't worry about it. It's just rag. You can't even get a cruise.
It's going bad places.
Oh my god.
I'll be good.
So Kephas.
I just pictured just this tiny...
Kephas, you're on the show this week.
Yeah.
So what's been new for you, man? It's been a while since we've had you on the show.
I don't know. After that, I completely forgot.
Yep. That's logical.
No, so I have been, so past week, Final Fantasy XIV's expansion came out, Heaven's Ward, not Heaven's Sword. I always called it Heaven's Sword. Heaven's Ward.
Heaven's
Ward.
Like
So
Yes.
it's Heaven's Dick Grayson, his ward.
yeah,
There-
like the
yeah.
Robin to Heaven's Batman.
That's it.
If Heaven is Batman, this is the Robin.
This is what's there to distract everything so that Heaven can go in and do the final blow. I guess. That's what Robin did.
Yeah.
No, so that came out, and I was playing that for a minute, but then Heroes was calling my attention even more, so I was playing that a lot. And then I went into Hearthstone to get the card mount, and I wasn't sure how many wins I needed. I only needed 3. So
Your journey was far better than mine, sir. Far better than mine.
It was great. The first game, the guy did not know what he was doing. He was playing a hunter. He kept trying to hit my life points instead of my monsters, and it didn't last long. The second guy just gave up after 2 rounds and just quit. I was like, thanks, guy. And then the last game was Mage, who wasn't as good of a mage as me, and I won that one as well. So I sound kind of cocky right now. I feel bad.
Yeah,
but,
you do.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm not
alright.
really that
It's
cocky.
alright. Pop
Oh,
your
I did-
collar and keep going.
It's
man.
worth
Right?
it. Trust me. You deserve it.
Yeah, because they all got beat by a visually impaired guy.
Exactly.
So, dang.
You're
No.
just like picking
So-
cards at random, not knowing what you're doing. It's like, let's do this.
And speaking of which, I got my card mount and I haven't found it yet, so I don't know where it's at. So I'm trying to find it. And I'm like, oh, where's my card mount at?
I unlocked it. I know I got it. But,
Yeah, it's there somewhere. But
One of these days, my character's going to ride around on it, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm like, is that it? No, that's the flying carpet, dude. It's similar, but not the same thing. Okay. So I was playing a bunch of heroes, and then 6.2 happened to me, and
I think it happened to all of us.
yeah, it
Yeah.
happened to all of us, and that's where
It's
I've been
not picky.
since. Nope, no, it shared its love with everyone, and I've been there ever since. I've been
Very
in
cool.
Teen on Jungle doing Apexis dailies and shipyard missions once every other day.
Yep.
And we did the raid last night, and that was fun. We started to wreck things because it's not because they nerfed it; it's because we all got really strong.
In
Yeah.
the last
We've been
week.
training. Yeah, we've been training under 150 times normal gravity, and we went on to take on all the bosses, and we're wrecking face now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened.
Yeah. Now,
And
let me ask you this, Kev. You didn't do a whole lot of raiding in Siege of Orgrimmar, right? I think we brought you in
Yeah.
a couple times near the end.
yeah,
Okay. Do you think that with the nerf and everything that they've actually done, that this is kind of the level where it should have been to begin with for normal?
yeah. When I think of what it is right now, it feels a lot like what Siege was with the flex mode, and I think that when you're going to have these encounters be that long, you need to make the encounters not so intense because those are really hard. They're hard enough, but when they're like 20-minute long, 15-minute long fights, that's a little bit more crazy. If they were shorter fights, I think maybe we could have progressed a little bit better. But you can't have both long and extremely difficult fights. Notice
Yeah.
I didn't say long and hard fights.
Otherwise,
That's very
Ragnaros
mature of
shows
you,
up.
Kephas.
Yes. It was mature of me to point it out after I didn't say it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what grown-ups do.
Exactly. So
Yeah. No, and it's funny because once we went in there last night, I was kind of thinking about it, and yeah, we've gotten some better gear, but thinking back to when we first started BRF, if it was this level of difficulty with the gear that we started off with, I think that we would have actually, still had some challenges, but actually, got through it much easy. Well, obviously much easier, but it felt, like I said, a lot more like Siege of Orgrimmar was in Flex difficulty, and I think that's really where it was. I mean, John, you were there last night, and you saw us actually kill things that we've never killed before.
Well, I didn't see us actually kill anything, but I did.
You heard about it.
I did kind of get to see how we fared against a brand new boss that we'd never encountered before, and that felt really good. That felt like what it should have felt like. Because to me, logically, when I think about it, right, I think, if you're going to call normal rating what was flex mode, the idea is that when the content comes out, it shouldn't just be everybody picks their difficulty and that's it, that they're done. You've picked your difficulty, you've done it, now you're done until the next raid. The logic should be that they push you towards whatever the next tier is. So normal raiders should clear normal and say, hey, maybe we should try out heroic. Maybe we should give that a go and see how we do on heroic. I feel like that's what the encouragement should be. It's a little bit harder to say that heroic should transition to mythic, but they could say, let's take our 20 of our members and let's go for it, or build up our team, build down our team, whatever we got to do and give it a go. So I feel like that should be where the difficulty is set, and we have definitely a normal level rating team. That's not insulting. We're casual. That's what we're there to do. And we struggled through both raids, actually, in a lot of ways. So I feel like where it is right now is really good.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, Jocelyn, I know that you did some Siege of Orgrimmar raiding, and you did some Heimal raiding near the beginning of the expansion and everything. What are your thoughts on the difficulty differences that you came across?
I thought, for us, we were, you guys say you're casual, we were casual. It was, full on, I was raid leader, I was terrible at it, I had no idea what the fights were, I didn't even know how to put markers on the ground. We literally just, went in and were like, okay, let's just beat our faces against this, how hard could it possibly be? Turns out hard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a lot of fun, we had a good group, but then we ended up losing, two of our healers, our tanks, so then we had to switch over. We had two new tanks. We got on a whole bunch of new people from the forums, and we were only raiding once a week, and it seemed like it took a really long time for us to kind of mesh as a group, and where we weren't practicing other than once a week, we didn't get anywhere. I think we got maybe halfway through Heimal, or maybe 3/4. I think we had 2 bosses left in the last run of Heimal that we did. And it was really frustrating. It was just I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do. I'm ranged DPS, I'm a hunter, so I was staying out of the poop, and I was top DPS numbers the whole time. I was doing really well. I was gearing myself through PvP, so I was, 660 way back. That's the other thing. My gear was 660. That should have been more than enough for Heimal. And it just, it was not as enjoyable an experience as I would have hoped. And then by the end, we just had a lot of people that couldn't make it. Some people weren't subscribing anymore. And so we were just pulling in random people every week. And then, it was just, so we're not raiding anymore. As of right now, I think we're probably going to come back at the end of the summer. But for the summer, it just didn't seem like it was going to work. So,
and I was in one of those raids.
Significantly harder because we had the same team doing content in Pandaria, and we were fine. So, the transition for whatever reason from Pandaria to Draenor was just no good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just curious about that because it was something that I thought of. I think Tet talked to me a tiny bit about, or I saw him say it on Twitter. I totally agreed. I mean, it is one of those things where that's the level that if they had put it at the beginning of the expansion, I think that at least a lot more of a friends and family, casual teams and everything probably would have gotten a lot more enjoyment out of it. And I personally, Kev, I know you like Heimal. I hate it. It's a place that I absolutely hate.
Well, I don't like it necessarily. I like it for this expansion, and it's a very low bar.
Okay, I see what you mean.
What I'm saying? I don't mean to be mean. I don't want to be negative all night, but I mean for this expansion, I like Heimal over Blackrock, even though I think the Blackrock fights are more interesting. Oddly enough, and the stuff that's going on there is more interesting. I just feel like High Mall, we had a little bit of an easier time than we had in Blackrock because we actually made it, towards the end.
I can see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I hear what Jocelyn is saying about we went in there as a new raid team, didn't know what I was doing. I think that normal should be built for you. It should be built for people like that are like, hey, we just made a new team and we got to learn how to coordinate and we have to learn how to do this. And it's like, you have to learn all these things and you're in here having these really hard fights. And I'm like, I feel like our raid team, even though we're kind of casual, I think that we should have been where we were in normal but in heroic by now. That's where I think we should have been.
Yeah, it's so discouraging to hear you guys say that you're a normal raid team because I'm just like, no, I know how long you guys have been playing together and it feels to me like you guys should be running heroic. That should be like, if you can't run heroic, if you are running normal, then I have no business raiding. And that to me really sucks.
Well, we didn't want to say it, but I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean, here's the thing. We say that we're friends and family casual because we do, I know Ben and I come from, speaking to just the two of us, I think Kephas is probably the same way. We come from very early WoW where, you didn't have a lot of options as far as variety and size. So a lot of our members are used to the whole min-max your character, learn your rotation, do all the things that, kind of fall in line with what you might consider a heroic raider or heroic raid team. But we also bring family members and friends who maybe didn't grow up with those, or not grow up, come up with those experiences. And so, we don't want to be the kind of group that is in the awkward position of having to tell those people, you need to get better or you're off the team. Or, let's sit down and have a, come to Jesus moment where it's like, we need to teach you how to play the game. That's not fun. That's not fun to do. That's not fun to be in that position. And that's kind of not what we're about. So as a result, we kind of have a mix. So there are some of us where, we probably, if we really wanted to devote the time and effort to it, in fact, some people on the raid team are on heroic raid teams and stuff like that. But because, we try to cast a bit of a wider net, I think that's why we're where we're at.
Yeah, and I've never been hardcore minded. I even hate the word hardcore. I hate the phrase hardcore gamer because I just think it's kind of just not me. But we coordinate well. We understand the game and we coordinate well. And I don't think we're bad. We're not bad players. We're good. We're pretty good. It's just that we gotta, because they have 3 difficulties now, not including Raid Finder. I don't include Raid Finder in that mess. But you think they used to have normal and heroic. That was all there was. You did normal and then you did heroic. Well, now there's 3, and I think then that means you probably want to consider making the first level a little bit easier and the last level a little bit harder, and that way you get a wide range of something for everybody. But when you start off in normal and it's like, holy crap, dude, what the heck is Mythic like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny too. I mean, you bring that up, and I think that's a perfect illustration. Is after what we had down 2, maybe 3 bosses in High Mall, we went back and killed heroic Kargath. We killed heroic Kargath.
Yeah.
It's not that much of a difference. Yeah, I mean, I think we wiped on it the first time just because it's like, oh, well, we just need to up our DPS a little bit, and that's it. That it's not enough disparity between normal and heroic for that to actually work. So, just my opinion on that.
I agree.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's I'm curious to see where they go from here. I hope that they realize that this is more in line with what normal rating, probably should have been, but you never know. The difficulty curve swings wildly from expansion to expansion. We've seen that all the time. Just look at Lich King dungeons to, going into Cataclysm dungeons. It couldn't have swung more in a different direction. You never know what you're going to get.
That Very famous true. Pendulum.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, to tie this into 6.2 just real quick, from what I've heard from a lot of people, a lot of people feel like we would probably have no problem with the first couple bosses in Hellfire right now.
Yeah.
From what I hear, the normal Hellfire couple first bosses are pretty easy. So I mean that's good. You know, for normal difficulty, I think that's what I want to hear. You know.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll be
Same.
getting there soon, actually. So,
I think so.
yeah.
So, Ben, I got to ask you a question.
Yes.
There has been some talk in the chat room. Some people have even gone so far as to say that the sole reason they're here tonight
Yeah. I saw that.
is that they want to know something about a hamburger story. I have no idea what this is, but I feel like I should ask what the hamburger story is.
Okay. You're familiar with Carl's Jr.
There is one near where we live.
Just down the street, in fact.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay. Think fast food hamburger place. On the west coast-ish of the United States, it's Carl's Jr. On the east coast, it's Hardee's. They have really interesting burgers sometimes. Like, the two that are my favorite burgers, except for one that's at Yard House. So, besides that one, two favorite burgers of all time was the pastrami burger, which was a hamburger with pastrami on it.
Pastrami?
You know, simple.
Okay.
The next is the breakfast burger.
No false advertising there.
Yeah. And, John, I know you've had a breakfast burger because I've bought you a couple at least. And this would be, you know, a burger for breakfast, but it has a fried egg, hash browns, bacon, and ketchup on it, and cheese. And it's one of my favorite things to eat in the morning. I rarely get it because it kills me, but I love it. It is so good. So, recently, Carl's Jr. has had an advertisement for the All-American Burger. And I thought...
So already is a problem.
I thought to myself, well, gosh, I got to try this because I like to try almost everything that they have.
Because I'm all-American. I got my hat and
America.
my gun and a deer skull on my wall.
Yeah, because that's why. No, it's because I'm so American that I'm fat and I like horrible food. So
Okay,
fair.
fair.
So here's what it is. It's a hamburger. Oh, okay, let's go layer by layer.
Okay.
Bottom bun, right?
I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah.
So you got your bottom bun.
Bottom bun, just like in life.
Yeah, Lay's potato chips.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
You've already lost me. You've gotten to the first layer, and I'm already like, I'm out.
Oh, wait, no.
But
hold
continue.
On. Hold on. Bottom bun, pickles, Lay's potato chips.
Okay. All right, you lost me by the third layer now.
Okay. Hamburger.
Okay. Back on board.
Oh, no, hold on. Take the hamburger off. Sorry. Tomatoes.
This is a little too
So they
complicated.
give you
Okay,
the
okay.
patty, and then they're like, no, that's not for you.
What I like is that he has to construct it in the exact order. He's like taking stuff
Oh, yeah.
off, but then he puts it right back on because heaven forbid we construct this in our mind in a different way. He's like, no, the tomato wasn't there. It's like playing freaking Prince of Persia where he dies.
There's a
Like, that's not how
reason.
the story happened. Hold on.
There's a reason, and you'll see when I get to it. Okay.
So, bun, pickles, tomato.
No. Bun, pickles, chips, tomato, lettuce, burger. Boom. We're back. We're where we were. Okay.
So far, the only weird thing about this burger is chips.
Yeah. Then cheese. Then
You'll die.
a
But
hot
continue.
dog. Sliced
There's a
in
hot
half.
dog on your burger.
Yes, there's a hot dog on the burger. Sliced in half, put on there so that the flat side's on the burger part and the rounded side is above it. Then ketchup and mustard, and then top bun. Boom.
And cheese and pizza sauce and pepperonis on top.
Yeah, it's missing nacho cheese. Like, it's really...
I don't even know what to do with the knowledge that this burger exists. Like,
Well, what I did is I ate it.
How'd that go?
Well, I got it without cheese because lactose intolerant. You know, have to
oh,
watch
I
Is it
thought you were going to
nacho
say for
cheese
the
or is
health
it-
factor.
American.
Yes, it's for my health specifically. It was okay. It was interesting flavor wise. I liked the texture of the chips. The crunchiness was actually really cool. The lettuce kind of helped balance that out a little bit as well. I took the tomatoes off because I don't like tomatoes. And I gotta say, it was too hot doggy. You tasted
Yeah.
so much more of the hot dog than
You should
anything else.
Put hot dogs on anything except hot dogs, because guess what? Hot dogs overpower everything they're on. There's a reason that you put the most like overpowering condiments on a hot dog.
Like
It's because they're
sauerkraut.
the only thing that can compete.
Yeah, I ate that, and like I said, it was too hot doggy, and then
Too hot doggy.
I digested it, and that's the end of the story.
I'm glad that's the end of the story. I don't need to know
I don't
anymore.
think that was the end of the story.
Well,
I bet there was a part 2.
I
But
also
let's not
got
ask about the part 2.
I also got the crisp cut fries. They were pretty good. I like those. I like them better than the normal fries there. And a Dr. Pepper.
and now you know.
Did the Dr. Pepper have chips in it too?
No, they didn't. But I
had
will
a
say,
pizza hamburger recently.
really,
Yeah.
well, construct that for us.
I don't even know, man. It was a mistake. It did not get
Disgusting.
eaten. Like, it was an all-American
Just
in the fact
because you
that it
can
went to
put it on a
waste.
burger doesn't mean you should put it on a burger.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
This-
My favorite burger is from Yard House. It's the Surf and Turf burger, where it's got the burger, it's got asparagus, it's got bay leaves, and it has lobster on it, and it is fantastic.
The pizza burger is essentially a burger that's got pizza ingredients on it. But the crappy part about it, the thing that ruined it all, is that you kind of, if you're going to do that, you can do it, but you don't put ketchup and mustard on it.
No.
They put ketchup and mustard on it.
Ew.
Oh, they ruined it.
Yeah. Imagine putting mustard on a piece of pizza. No. Yeah, it's not a good decision.
It's like people who mix popcorn and chocolate.
Ugh.
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know.
So, John, you were
I
Batman?
blame the chat. Thanks, Mick.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can talk about being Batman anymore. No, I played Batman Arkham Knight on the PC and had no problems, and it's a good game. But apparently it's also the worst game ever on the PC, according to the internet.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any problems with it, so... I like it. I've almost beaten it. So...
Really?
it's good.
Already?
Yeah.
Jeez, you are Batman.
So hey, you want to know
Sorry,
what
Ben.
it's like? You want to know what it's like to suddenly look down at the time and realize it's 4:30 in the morning and you have to be up at 6? Because I found out what that was like.
That's
and
when you
I
went
was
back
not
to...
happy to be Batman at that moment.
Is that when you
I've heard
drove
that
back to
from
the
a few
Batcave?
people.
That's when I felt the most like Batman, where I was like, I've got this double life. I've got John who goes to work. He's not a millionaire playboy. He's kind of a scrub, but he goes to work and does his job. But then I come home and I'm Batman. And I do the Batman gig. And then I get 2 hours of sleep. And then I don't want to be John ever again. Like,
For some
no more.
reason, you're just bruised when you wake up, too. You don't know why.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to tell that story. We're going to skip that. I was almost like, yeah, you wouldn't believe what happened. We don't need to talk about that. But there was this English butler who came into the room and was like, Master John, you do have to go to work today. I was like, no, Alfred, no.
Yeah, I won't wake you up like that again. Sorry.
Yeah, that was awkward. It was weird.
Especially
weird
since you sleep
moment.
naked. What's up with that?
Hey, it's what... Dude, we live in hell at the moment. All right? I don't want to hear any criticisms about what I do and don't wear to bed. Every time I open a door down here, it's like Manaroth died right in front of my doorway. Like, that's the effect. I open the door and...
Look, I'm just saying, it makes it awkward when we snuggle, okay?
You make it awkward.
All right, let's
I just,
go ahead.
I just watched all three of your faces and you just pause like, what do I do now?
All right, let's go ahead and just take a really quick look at Blizzard news.
Don't worry, loves. Cavalry's here.
For ire. Stay a while and listen. Drink. Hellscream. Blizzard News.
Did that sound like way loud to you guys? Because if so, I'm sorry.
No, that sounded
No, it's
reasonable.
fine.
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Really quick, because we have a lot to talk about. There is a great tip from Alessander. Thank you very much for sending that in. For some reason, with patch 6.2, Any mail that you have in your mailbox that is 30 days old, gone. It's going to get deleted. It will not be sent back to the person who sent it. So check your mail, folks.
Yeah, it's a bug.
I should
PSA.
follow that advice in real life. I don't know when the last time I went and got the mail was.
Oh man, that's a good point.
It's all the way, way over there.
Mine's right by my front door. I walk by it literally twice a day. I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, well, you're always carrying stuff, right? Like justice.
Exactly. It's awkward.
Okay.
John, ain't got time to get mail, Ben.
After the show, should we go check our mail?
Let's all go check our mail after the show.
Actually, let's do it right now, everybody.
Let's
we'll be back in 5
Periscope
minutes.
it. Everybody Periscope getting your mail.
No. All right. Let's go ahead and skip right to the rest of the show, which is the roundtable.
Shut it!
Round table.
And see, that was too quiet, wasn't it?
No,
that
they're
was
like the
Sounds the
same.
same.
Yeah. You're the only one who's having weird volume issues, Ben.
Yeah, sometimes I can't control the volume of my voice. And the pitch, apparently, too. Anyways, welcome to the Roundtable, where we
Austin
discuss
Powers
in
joke.
depth the issues that mean the most to us, the players. This week's Roundtable topic is all about patch 6.2. 6.2. Oh, and apparently there's Diablo news that I don't know about. John, do you know it?
There is major Diablo news and major Heroes news, but we're skipping it this week because Ben's a...
Because you didn't put it in the notes. That's why.
Because
Look,
6.2
Ben
happened.
said we just wanted to talk about 6.2. We are technically, I guess, a WoW show, so I guess we're going to talk about WoW.
God. Jeez, John.
Diablo PTR is up, so is the Heroes PTR.
Oh,
Go
that's
check it
cool.
out for news.
The
There's
Heroes
cool stuff.
PTR. Okay, cool. Well, good to know. So, one of the reasons why we brought Kephas and Jocelyn here is because, Kephas, you've been able to really dig into 6.2, plus I love talking to you anyway, and your opinions are always very good and well-formed. Jocelyn, there is a specific aspect about 6.2 that I wanted to talk to you about, even though, spoilers, I know that you haven't been able to play an entire week. That's okay, though.
Oh, I've played enough.
Okay. Whoa.
If you couldn't tell, she loves 6.2.
Loves it.
It's the best.
John, how much have you actually been able to play? I know you've been Batman, so...
I've been Batman a lot. It turns out you don't get to play a lot of WoW when you're Batman. They don't tell you that when you sign up, but, you get to be the knight, so...
Next comic, crime goes up in Gotham. Everybody's like, where's Batman? He's off playing 6.2. It's a fake for Warcraft.
I just rerolled a paladin.
I'm gonna heal for once.
For justice.
Stop Gul'dan.
Swear to me.
What?
I don't know what. That you're gonna heal me.
You're the tank.
Where?
Of course I would.
Where's Jaina? He's got to save Jaina for some reason.
The clowns are the kobolds.
All right.
We don't know what that means, but he says it every 30 minutes, and we're concerned.
It's a little weird. So, John, you didn't play a ton?
I played a little bit. So the problem I had with 6.2 is that the time I wanted to play it, it was buggy as hell. I have never had more disconnects from WoW than I did post 6.2 coming out. I get disconnected when I try to go from the shipyard to my garrison. I've learned that I have to stop and kind of inch my way towards my garrison, because if I run in too fast, I get a loading screen and I may or may not survive it. So that happens. And then in addition to that, I also discovered early on, although it seems to be fixed now, that anytime I touched any of the fell goop green stuff in Tanan Jungle, I would also get disconnected, which then in turn would kill me because I would get disconnected in the green goop, and then I would, come back as a ghost. Wow. So
it's funny because I was running into my garrison and I got disconnected. I crashed out of WoW and right into Skype with Ben.
Yep.
That's exactly what
Perfect
happened because I
timing.
logged off and he was right there. And I crashed out. I was like, hey, dude.
It was great.
Hey, just close WoW.
Just because I, had the power to do that doesn't mean I'm doing it to everybody.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. So
So when I'm doing so much DPS and I crash, it's you.
yep, because you're
Oh.
getting higher than my numbers, which is really awkward considering I'm a healer now. So sorry,
Yeah.
but I'm still a mage. So Jocelyn, Ashran.
Tell us about Ashran.
Ashran. So, anyone who's listened to my previous experience or appearances on the show knows that I am a huge fan of Ashran. I love it. I have put more hours into Ashran than I think I've put into anything in any video game ever, including Skyrim that was like 150 hours. Like, I just loved it. I would literally come home from work, queue into Ashran, like find myself a group and just go at her and kill Alliance, and it was so much fun. I felt like I really got good at the game because of Ashran, because it's not just learning a fight and knowing where to stand and learning a rotation. It's like you have to adapt all the time because the comp of the other side is always different. The skill level of your teammates and the other team's always different. I learned so much, and I loved it so much. So people were talking about how much it was going to change in 6.2, and I was kind of like, okay, the biggest change I thought was going to be the groups, because you can't go in with a pre-made 40-man raid anymore, which really sucks for those of us working on Nemesis quests, which I think we talked about off the top of the show with all of my killing pandas. There was a reason for that. You have to kill 500 of each Alliance race in order to get a title, and then at the end of it, if you kill 500 of all of the Alliance races, you get the title of Warlord, which I really want. So we would go in these groups, and we would just basically, the whole entire point of the group was to find the Alliance players and kill them. So you didn't do events, you didn't really do the road type stuff. Like, your whole point was just to kind of follow the Alliance group around and just kill them. So it was like pure PvP, because you didn't have anything to do with anything else that was going on in Ashran. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. But then now you can't queue in with groups. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to jump in and see what happens, and, we'll go from there. So I jump into Ashran. You automatically get put into a raid, which, is so awesome. Anyways, you're in this raid with totally random people. No one's working towards the same goal. So basically you've got like half your raid is kind of like off doing whatever, nothing. You've got the other half of the raid that's just going, not even paying attention to events, because there's a brand new event, which I was actually really excited about, because it's like underneath Ashran, it's in the mines. And so you've got two entrances, and then you kind of come into this like big middle area, which must just be a bloodbath. And then the actual event is like off to the side. So everyone has to go through this big middle circle to get to where all the rewards are. So I was really excited about the event. Nobody's doing it. No one's going anywhere near it, because they had the brilliant idea to make Conquest gear from Season 1 worse than Honor gear from Season 2. So all of my work to get all of my Conquest, like I maxed out my Conquest in Season 1, and I was all 660 geared. Then I go into 6.2, and the lower tier currency gear is better. I'm like, God damn it. So now people are just going around killing all the rares that you find in Ashran. It's like freaking Timeless Isle again. Like, is right.
That sounds horrible.
You have to go around and kill the rares with the group, because if you're not with the group, like I spent the whole entire time I was in Ashran, which I only lasted about 20 minutes, which is saying something, because like I say, I used to be in there for hours a night. I spent 20 minutes in there. People in raid chat were horrible. The group was terrible. Like, people were just following the group around and like putting one shot in on the rare and then like not doing anything, because you don't have to, and you still get the loot when we kill it. And we didn't see the Alliance at all.
That sounds like some epic PvP.
Dang.
Right? So I was just like, this is probably the worst thing I've ever experienced in WoW. It was terrible. And all my conquest points disappeared.
Oh.
So it got converted. Yeah. So I had like 15,000 conquest points, maybe more, left over from Season 1, and it got converted to gold.
How much gold?
1,400.
Oh,
10
good.
gold.
That's
It was like
terrible.
35 silver per conquest. point.
Ah,
That. Oh man.
Yeah. I threw up in my mouth a little.
Oh my god.
I did just
At
now.
first, I was super excited because I have been honor capped for months. I literally can't do anything. I've been at 4,000 forever. So I literally thought, because I keep getting these things in my mail saying like, "Oh, you're over your cap," like we've put you up to your cap and there's excess currency or whatever. So I thought maybe they had some weird tracking system because it was like, "Oh, you had extra honor points, so we converted it to gold for you at a rate of 35 silver." I was like, "Oh, cool, bonus gold." Then I looked at my currency and I was like, zero conquest?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that.
So sad.
So
That sounds like a hot
Ashran.
mess.
It is a hot mess.
But that's the thing that I find with their PvP zones every expansion. Like, this is the story every time. They're like, guys, we're doing Winter Grasp, and Winter Grasp is going to be this epic thing, and you're going to go in and people are just going to be there all the time, just fighting all the time, and there's occasionally going to be these big battles, and then like it comes out and it breaks or something happens and people complain and people get upset, and then they say, okay, we're doing Winter Grasp 2.0 and now you're going to queue for it, and it's not going to be at all what you thought it was going to be, but you will occasionally PvP a little bit in it, so let's go. And then same thing, Cataclysm, like, all right, it's going to be different from Winter Grasp, like, gonna be big, you're gonna quest there, you're gonna PvP there, it's gonna be everything all rolled into one. You want an awesome zone, it's gonna be an awesome zone. And then it's exactly like Winter Grasp 2.0. And then same thing here, because if you go back and you listen to the episodes before this expansion came out, I was saying, like, you know what I liked about PvP? I liked when I was running around the world and there was an alliance person and I was like, I'm going to go kill them. And then I did. And then they told 5 of their friends to come kill me, and they did. And then I told 5 of my friends to come kill those 5 friends, and they did. And then next thing you know, there's 50 of us, like, fighting each other, and it's crazy, insane, and it's awesome. And I said that on the show, and they were like, well, just wait until Ashran, because they've said that Ashran is just going to be this big PvP zone, and you're going to run around, it's just going to be fighting all the time. It's not going to be any of that other stuff from those other zones. It's going to be just about going in and fighting each other. I'm like, that sounds great. I'm ready for it. And sure enough, like, first time I went to go there, it's like, do you want to queue for Ashran? I'm like, no, I don't want to queue for Ashran. I want to walk around and see Alliance and beat them up and have them beat me up and then me get more people to go beat them up. That's what I want.
But you can't do that now, right? Because did you say that you can't queue with your friends anymore?
You can go in with a party of 5, but you can't queue with a 40-man group. So you used to be able to use Group Finder to find a raid, which is what was so great, because then you get 40 people going in doing all the same thing, and there would be people who just wanted to do road, there would be people who wanted to do events, which there's 4 events around the zone, and it's kind of like the idea behind events is they give conquest points, which they don't anymore. You don't get conquest points in Ashran anymore, which is a whole other thing.
That doesn't make sense.
It's all honor. It's
No.
all honor.
So the conquest is only in Arena?
Yes. Arena and rated battlegrounds.
But yeah, I guarantee you still get your gladiator sanctum stuff from Ashran, right?
You still get honor, gold, and gear for sure from the Sanctum, but I've yet to get conquest points since 6.2. But I also haven't logged in 2 days, so it might be that I just hadn't earned any. I don't know. But as of right now, I've gotten 0 conquest in 6.2, which is so sad.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the correct way to play PvP in 6.2 is to actually log out of WoW and log into Heroes of the Storm.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm so sad with how much this has totally just killed PvP. Like, I was trying to do... Ro in the chat room is saying that you have to do quests for it. I picked up every single quest, and you get honor. It's not conquest, it's honor. We thought it was going to be conquest. Not. Because I was like, I abandoned the quest right away, because I'm like, I'm already honor capped, so what's the point?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because last time you were on and you were talking about Ashran and how much fun that you were having with it and everything, John and I actually went into Ashran with you. And
it was so fun, right?
Well, no, because what we did, what we had time to do, was those objectives, and that's it. I'm like, I'm in there, I'm like, why am I questing? Like, I thought it was going to be actual PvP. And that's why I didn't go back, because I'm like, if I'm going to do PvP, I want to fight people. I mean, this is why, to me, I like Battlegrounds if I'm going to be doing PvP. Like, Alterac Valley is still my favorite Battleground because it's you actually fight, you know, and granted, the Horde, for some reason, everybody wants to stay on that damn bridge, but we're still fighting, you know? You're engaging the enemy. Whereas, you know, Wintergrass, there's like, okay, I get it. You're attacking this castle and stuff, and so it makes more sense because it's like you're doing PvP, but you're like trying to, you know, do the siege. I actually did a lot of PvP in Tolbarad partly because I was doing all those quests to get the thingies so that I can get like the mounts and everything. Yeah, like
those
the
thingies.
Tokens,
the thingies.
whatever.
Yeah.
Commendations.
Yeah,
I like the thingies too, Ben. They're great.
So, you know, I was doing that, you know, to keep it. But even more so, that's the kind of PvP that I liked. You're with your group, here comes the Alliance, and boom, you're attacking them. You know, I was a mage just blowing people up, and that was awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I like if I'm going to be doing that. And the idea that that's not really a part of Ashran, the PvP zone, is really a bummer to me, and it just confirms the fact that I'm not going back in there.
Yeah.
Well, and I probably won't go back in there, which makes me so sad because I still have 3 Nemesis quests left. I have Dwarfs, Worgen, and Draenei. So I have like 1,500 kills left to get, and I put all this work in because pandas were freaking hard. It took me 2 months because no one plays Pandaren. Nobody. So, you know, you see one and you literally stalk them until they leave Ashran.
Well, just like real life pandas.
Exactly.
Well, you realize that the majority of Alliance players who PvP play human.
Yes. Oh, I realize. I got my Manslayer title in like literally 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, because of
their
racial bonus.
ridiculous, racial,
Yeah. What really kills me about it is like, because you know the Gladiator Sanctum. That's the name of the building, right? The Gladiator.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. In the garrison. Yeah.
So when my PvP experience, I was like, okay, I went into Battlegrounds first because I loved doing Battlegrounds. Like I could do those all day long, and I liked getting the random chests at the end, like the random bags that had random gear in them, and you know that was really cool and exciting. And just, you know, Battlegrounds are always fun. And I had the Gladiator Sanctum, and I thought, oh, this will be fun. You know, killing a bunch of races, getting bones, that kind of stuff. And I thought I can do this in Ashran. I bet I could do this in Battlegrounds. Nope, you can't do those in Battlegrounds.
Ashran only. Yeah.
And I'm like,
because the Battlegrounds technically don't count as Draenor because the quest text says get 500 honorable kills on races in Draenor. So you can technically do it anywhere, like if you were on a PvP realm, but if you're on a PvE realm like we are, you're out of luck unless you go into Ashran.
And that's unfortunate because that's actually what got me out of it, because I liked the Gladiator Sanctum, but I didn't want to do Ashran all the time. So and now it's even worse because Ashran apparently has been... I don't know how you could have made it worse.
I know. And actually, Ro in the chat room is saying that they do actually award conquest. He's in-game now. There's a weekly quest called Ashran Dominance, which I think you have to win each of the events once and kill the opponent's faction leader, I think. If I remember right. I can't remember exactly. And I did pick that up, but I picked it up day 1, and it was honor, but I'm wondering if it was a bug, because if 6.2 has been buggy, it's possible that it was just wrong. But hopefully, because
I don't know if that fixes the problem.
No, it still doesn't really fix the problem, because the problem is like you get into these 40-man groups that you're just automatically thrown into, and you're not working towards a goal. Like I said, like in Group Finder, you could say, like, this is our goal of our 40-man group, and we're going to go into Ashran and do it. And so sometimes it was road, sometimes it was Nemesis, sometimes it was events. Whatever it was, you joined the group that was doing the thing that you wanted to do. Now you just randomly get thrown in with 40 people, and you can't do a quest like that. You can't say, okay, I'm going to go do all of the events, and I'm going to go do the road, and I would like... whatever I have left over, there's no way to say like, hey group, let's go do this, because there's no cohesion. And I don't know, maybe the Alliance side is different. Maybe it's just Horde side that we have trouble meshing. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there a bridge that everyone gets stuck fighting on?
Yes.
That's it? That's it.
There's actually 2 bridges, one outside each, like, faction hold.
Oh, everyone
base
got a
thing.
bridge? Listen,
Yeah, everyone.
I don't understand.
You get a bridge, and you get a
Bridges
bridge.
for everyone!
Guys, I miss the days of Alterac Valley where it took 7 months to finish one game.
Well, and that's kind of what they were going for is, Ashran was supposed to be this constant, like, push and pull, and, no one ever really, like, wins. And it evolved way past that because of the way that the reward systems were done and the way the Nemesis quests were done. So, I mean, it's really frustrating to go into Ashran being distracted by Cattail.
Keep talking.
And so you'd go in Ashran, and when I was specifically on the Panda quest, I would be in Ashran for 5 hours, killing the crap out of Alliance and not getting credit for anything because you could only have one Nemesis quest at a time. So I might kill 800 Worgen, but if I'm not on the Worgen quest, I don't get credit for them at all. Ooh. So just the way it was all set up kind of drove people into these weird kind of groupings, and no one was really getting the full Ashran experience. But at the same time, at least you had a cohesive group that was getting things done. Now you're just not getting anything done except for killing rares, and I can kill rares anywhere. So I'm probably just going to go back into Battlegrounds. I'll probably do rated Battlegrounds, but the other thing about Ashran that was so great was it was so big. You were in these groups, like there might be 2 or 3 raids in Ashran at any one time. So you're one of 120 people. If you're screwing up, no one's noticing.
Yeah.
No one's yelling at you. There's like nowhere near like the I think in all the times I played Ashran, there were like 2 times 2 people who said like really horrible, inappropriate things. But then they got kicked from the raid. Like raid leader was just like, nah, I don't want to deal with that kick. So, I mean, like, it was so much better and such a positive atmosphere. You go into a rated battleground and you don't kick ass, like, you're going to hear about it for the next 20 minutes. Like, oh, I don't want to go into that, like, toxic environment. I liked my Ashran the way it was. God damn it.
I think you're onto something, though. Like, to me, that's what speaks to, like, wanting to go back to PvP, though, is, like, I want a slower experience. I don't want crazy, like, has to be done right now objectives where everybody's going. Like, I think it would be more fun to be in a zone where you know you're going to be flagged, where you know there's that danger, have a lot of people there so that you lose that personal importance. You know, you're part of the army now as opposed to, like, exactly. I'm the champion. Yeah. And go in there and complete objectives and compete over objectives and stuff like that. Like, that seems cool. Having this game where it's like, and the ultimate goal is to completely dominate the other side and wipe them off the map. I don't know if I like that as an objective, because what I experienced in my time in Ashran was log in, look at 100 million people right outside of our gate and go, well, there's 6 people around me, so I don't think this is going to go well, so I guess I'll just die, and then I'll die, and when I'm done dying, maybe I'll just leave Ashran, because I don't want to come back.
And that was the other great thing about the groups, is that you could join up with these raids, and if every single person in the raid left Ashran, you could essentially like reset which Ashran you were in. So if you went in there and you just couldn't win, and you were, or for us doing the Nemesis quests, we used to look for servers that had no horde on them at all. So we'd be the only horde. There'd be tons of Alliance. They'd be going around winning events. And then the more Alliance there are, the more likely there were that those races that we had to kill were there. So it always worked out way better for us to be on an empty realm. So, we'd, send one person in at a time, and whatever Ashran they got in was just like, okay, yeah, here's the score. There's no horde here. Everybody go back into Ashran. But apparently that leaving and going back in is what really messed with the queue system, and that's why they had to ban 40-man raids. Just fix your servers then, because this is actually enjoyable.
Yeah, if it's crashing the server, it's probably because a lot of people want to engage with it.
Exactly.
Well, it was enjoyable. That's why they broke it, because it was fun.
People are having fun. Stop it.
Stop it. Cut it out.
Yep. Well, speaking of other things that could possibly be fun, Kephas, what was your experience with when you first booted up 6.2 and got into it and dug your hands and feet into the glowing green goop that is Tannin Jungle?
And then disconnected for touching it.
Right? Well, to sum it all up, I'll say that it was a little. It feels a little too hot doggy.
Makes sense. It's really
Go
overpowering.
on.
And by hot doggy, I mean Apexis Daily E.
Yeah.
I have very mixed feelings about it. I don't think it's as bad as some people are trying to say that it is. You know, there's a lot of poo-poo. I mean, Ashran sounds like it's the festering pool of crap now. And I buy that, and I kind of ticks me off that that's going on. But with 6.2, it's like, I guess the way I could sum it up is they've improved a system that wasn't good to begin with, but it's an improvement. So I guess it's better, but the bar was pretty low to begin with, right? Like the shipyard's kind of cool because you have permadeath with the ships, right? That kind of makes it so you have to make better choices. You're not just master plan, here we go. Just it doesn't matter if I fail or not. You're like, oh, I could really fail this and my ship could blow up. So let me think about that a little bit. You know, like that's pretty cool. Having to change around your abilities is pretty cool. It's planning out because you're going to have 2-day missions. Like actually having to think about it a little bit. That does make that better. But then you get out to Tinan Jungle and it's like, oh, cool, you know, new zone. And new zones are always fun, right? I mean, anything new, you're going to like it for a little bit, I think. Yeah. You're going to have some fun there.
It's super green.
Very green. Very green. It's like Shadow Moon Valley if Shadow Moon Valley had a jungle in it, right? And by Shadow Moon, I mean old Shadow Moon, not the new.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you know, and it's cool. Like I said, I've had fun. I can't sit here. Like I said, I don't want to be negative. I've had fun there. I've had to, you know, randomly group up with random people. I've seen these rares pop up that are like special rares that you kill, like Doom Roller, who's like right in front of the portal to Hellfire, and you kill him, and he has a chance to drop like a mount and like this medallion that gives you 1,000 rep for every faction, which is huge right now.
I need that.
Yeah, so I mean, when that pops up, I'm like in general chat, like Doom Roller's up, let's kill it. If you don't, I'm gonna kill it by myself. But you know, which if I can, I'll try to. But I try to wait, you know, and I actually try to wait, you know. And so I've had fun there. I've had fun like doing the whale shark thing we did Thursday. That was fun. I actually did it Tuesday night. I had to research. I was looking up where the heck is this planet. And I actually went out into the water and I ran around and found it. That was before they moved it to where it is now in the Iron Harbor. And it was in this weird place where, like, if you instanced out because of cross-realm zones, you know, and it would disappear and everybody was getting mad. But we killed it Tuesday and it was a lot of fun. So I can't sit here and tell you that I haven't had fun. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, when you're doing an Apexis daily, which is like, you know, 6 months ago, we were like, these kind of suck. Nobody wants to do these. And they're like, good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make you do 3 a day now. You're like, what? That's a little too hot doggy for my taste.
Yeah. It's too much hot dog in these buns.
Right.
Weird. That sounds weird. Hold on.
Yeah, it sounds really weird.
So hold on. Back that one up.
Never heard that before.
But
you know,
like,
I still don't know 100% what I'm supposed to be spending those crystals on.
Nothing.
I pretty much just... What?
Nothing.
It's great
nothing.
if you have alts, you can gear up. I mean, here's the thing. Like today, I got a weapon armament, baleful weapon armament, so I didn't have to spend the 10,000 to buy that, which is a 650 weapon. But I did spend 20,000 to upgrade that 650 weapon to a 695 weapon. That's cool. So I can gear up 695 if I slog through these Apexis dailies for the next 10,000 years, right?
Okay, let me ask you something
like
about
no
that
fun.
real quick, though. Because I actually... So last night, I got a baleful shoulder item.
Right.
And I probably could have afforded to purchase whatever the thing is that upgrades it to the higher level. Do you have to do that before you redeem the item, or can you redeem the item and then upgrade it?
It's not like the burdens. You redeem the item first.
Oh,
And that way, the good news is that way you can see, are these the stats that I want to upgrade? If not, I need to go get another baleful shoulder piece. And
Okay, that's cool.
I don't recommend that you go out to Tinan Jungle and go to the vendor and spend 5,000 on the gear right away. I recommend that you go out and do the content, even though it's like, go kill some rares, find some treasures, kill some mobs, and try to get some of those items to drop, and then spend 20,000 on the Burden of Eternity or whatever the crap it's called now, and upgrade that baleful piece to 695. That way you get a really good piece of gear.
Okay.
And I will say, running around and killing rares is a blast to me. I like it. And not in Ashran, because in Ashran I want to kill Alliance. But in Tinan Jungle, where I'm doing PvE content, and rare pops up, I'm like, ooh, skull, go find it, and go kill it, and it's exciting. And then you get cool drops.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I'm looking forward to getting in and doing more with it. I guess here's kind of my thought on my limited experience with it. And this is going to probably sound like it's John being negative, and it's really not meant to be. When I look at the content, I can say this looks like they put a lot of thought into it. This looks like they put a lot of effort into it. It looks like they made an attempt to fix some of the things that are problematic about it. But I don't feel compelled to actually engage in it. Like, easy for me to say, you know what, I'm going to go be Batman instead right now. Like, because there was nothing about the content that was like, I have to work on this right now. Like, it was very much this feels like more Warlords. It seems okay. It seems all right. The shipyard seems like a cool idea, but I'm still at a point with the shipyard where I'm like sending the boats out, and I'm like, to what end am I sending these boats out? Like, to get experience to level up my boats so that I can send the boats out, so I can get oil to get more boats, to send boats out. Why am I doing this? Like, and yeah, at one point it's like, okay, you can get Left Shark. I'm like, okay, that's great, but it doesn't look anything like Left Shark.
So I've upgraded my ship to the next level now, and I actually have a mission that I can get a Hellfire Citadel piece.
Okay.
So see, there we go. Now there's a bit of a goal to work towards
exactly.
that I get. At this
Here's
point, though, I'm just like running it, and I'm like, what is the deal with this? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, and here's the thing with that is like, it takes so much. You need to have some good ships, and you need to have like carriers, which you can't even get at this point. And it's like, well, I can't even do this. So I hope I can get there in the next 20 days before this mission expires, or else I'm going to miss out on the Citadel piece. You know. So I get what you're saying, because it's like, at first I was like, oh, how are you supposed to level these up if you're going to blow them up to try to do the thing, because I don't have the crap to complete the mission to begin with, and all it is 500 XP. Like, that was me day one. I was like,
yeah,
I felt the same way. I just kind of had to power through it and hope for some lucky wins with like 50% success chances, and I got lucky, and here I sit.
Yeah. Jocelyn, have you had a chance to unlock your shipyards yet?
No, I got the quest from Vol'jin, I guess. He's the one that sends you, right?
Yeah.
So I got the quest, but I didn't actually do it because I wanted to get into Ashran and see if it was actually as broken as everyone said.
Turns out, too hot doggy.
Too hot doggy.
Too hot doggy.
Yeah. John, what have you done in Tannen Jungle? And I'm going to continue saying that because, like Biff Tannen, that jungle is full of jerks.
Well, I like that right now we've got at least 3 different ways we're saying it between all of it. Hold on, Jocelyn, how do you say the new zone's name?
Tanan?
Okay, hold on, let's go around the table. Ben, say it.
I say it incorrectly, and I know it's incorrectly. I call it Tannen.
Just Tannen? Okay. Kephas?
Tinan.
And I say Tanan.
So 4 different ways.
So we've got 4 different ways to say it. Fantastic.
All right.
So my
As it
time.
should be.
So my time in Tanan Jungle has been like telling myself I'm gonna go do quests, and then just losing interest before I even get to the area where I would be doing the quest in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to find rares and treasures and all sorts of stuff, and it's going to be cool. And I just kind of wander out there, and I mean, the disconnects didn't help. Once I figured that out, though, I was like, all right, I got to kill 20 of these demons, and I think I got to like 15, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to stop right now. I don't think I want to fight any more of these demons.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to wander around. I didn't see a single rare while I was out running around. So I was like, all right, well, I guess maybe I have to wait for a mod that shows me where the rares are. Because either I haven't run into any or that add-on isn't working. And I just lost interest. And so it was just kind of like, again, I feel like there's good content there. I don't want to say what they put out is bad. I don't want to make a big bold statement like that. It's just not engaging me at all. And I will say that zone is very green. I don't think I can stress enough how green it is. It's like being visually assaulted by green. And I don't have anything against green in particular, but I didn't get to that zone and go, I can't wait to explore this area. This area looks fascinating, and I just want to see everything about it. I was like, this place is really green. It's really, really green.
A lot.
It's super
green.
green.
Yeah.
The only thing that fascinated me about the zone is I could feel like I was in Hellfire Peninsula. I was like, yeah, this is that spot in Hellfire Peninsula. That's kind of cool.
That was very red.
Yeah, that was very red and fiery. Now
So-
it's green and
It's felly.
So that
Ellie.
zone is Christmas colors, either red or green.
or green. Yeah.
Okay.
It just, here's the controversial statement, right? Like, this is continuing Blizzard's tradition of the last zone is the worst zone. Although I don't think that's necessarily fair, because I think if you're going to say the last zone, I still think you have to say that the last zone was Nagrand, which also, by the way, was the worst zone of Warlords. So
Okay.
there you go.
My turn.
Your
Ben, what was your involvement in 6.2?
Okay.
What role did you play?
This is going to be a little bit of a long story because it's over the course of 3 days.
Okay, settle
So-
in, everybody.
I get home from work. I eat dinner. I log
Okay.
in. Boom! I'm like, 6.2 is here. It's new stuff. This is going to be great. I get my shipyard going. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Good.
Okay. I make some stuff. I send some ships out and realize, oh, that mission takes like a day or two. Okay, well, let's go to Tannin Jungle. So I go there. I start doing the initial stuff. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Then I realize, oh, it's just a whole bunch of Apexis dailies. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to give this a chance. You know, I set up that first outpost and everything, get the quest to, you know, check into everybody, so that makes you go around to get the flight points for the whole place. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I haven't even done that yet.
Here's the thing. John, you've known me for years. Kephas, you've known me for a while too. Jocelyn, you've known me for a while. You know, I love questing. I love exploring. I love seeing the stuff. I was a big proponent of no flying's great while I'm experiencing new content and seeing stuff, right?
Yes.
One of the first things I thought was, I could not wait to get flying in this freaking place.
Same, dude. Same here.
Are you guys close to flying?
No.
I have everything except for the Tannin Jungle 3 reps. That's the only thing that I need. I've experienced the game. But here's the thing. I got lost. I got stuck in this, like, essentially circular path trying to get to the next place for about 10, 15 minutes, and I was hating life. I was getting so mad and so pissed off. And what's even worse is I'm a pet battle guy. I kept running into the same freaking legendary pet because I was stuck in this place and couldn't get out. I tried fighting the pet. Granted, I didn't beat it. I gave up after about 4 different tries because, you know what's great? When you're fighting a legendary pet, having 2 more pets spawn because, yeah, that's fair. But
Yeah.
anyways, aside from that, I was not loving life on Tuesday. And I had no problems with disconnects. Nothing. I even fell in the green goop. Didn't even realize it. Got out of the green goop. And had the debuff. I'm like, okay, green goop, woohoo! Can't get 10 stacks or I die. And then I kept going around. And then, oh, there's an Apexis quest. There's an Apexis quest. There's another one. And it's all stand in this area, either kill a whole bunch of crap, or do stuff to make this bar fill up. I get it. That is kind of, you know, and after, watching the Q&A, I understand the philosophy behind it. I know what Blizzard was going for, and unfortunately, between the time that the game released, they got our feedback, and this is released, there's not enough time to change that. That's fine. So, I logged off, really pissed off.
Wow.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Day 2. I log in. I go in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to finish the quest that I had beforehand. I'm going to pick up an Kephas daily. Damn it. So I go and do that and everything. And then I go back, turn that in. And then I pick up a new quest that's do 2 more freaking things. I'm like, I just freaking did one. So that it annoyed the crap out of me, but I'm like, whatever. I got to do this to get flying. It's giving me something to do at least, and I'm not sitting in my garrison. And that is when my whole attitude started to shift. Because then as I'm going around and I'm, I'll fly to a flight point and then kind of do something around there or whatever, I'm realizing that it's more than just, hey, eventually this is Hellfire Peninsula. It's more than, this is just 6.2. I'm starting to notice all the different places that we visited before when we were in there for the intro sequence. And I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool. Like when I got to the part where the dam is, or was, I'm like, hey, there's this place. This is what happened. You'd think there'd be more damage, but whatever. So I started experiencing, I started enjoying it a lot more. I started exploring a little bit more. And more of the old Ben, hey, I'd like to see stuff came back. So that was pretty cool. I have handy notes. Yeah, very more hopeful, more optimistic. I wasn't in such a bad place. I have handy notes, so it tells me where the rares spawn and all that stuff. By the way, the stupid quest where you're supposed to get like 10 green Apexis crap, that's a stupid quest, but that's beside the point. Then I got to the point.
Comment on that.
Yeah. Let me guess. It sucks, right?
It's just whenever Ian was in the interview and he said, so you're going to do the Awakening rep, and what you're going to do is you're going to kill rares, and you're going to earn rep from killing rares, right? That's how he painted it. That's not what we got. We got a quest where you go around and you kill 10 rares, and after you've killed 10 rares or gotten 10 treasures or some combination of the two, then you can get a set amount of rep. And I'm like, that's not the same thing, you jerk. Yep. Like, that's not even close to being the same thing.
Yeah.
It would have been more fun if I could just kill rares and get a little bit of rep, and get it that way.
Exactly.
Than do the quest.
I would have been happy with that.
And that's the thing is he knew that's why he painted it that way. He knew the way they had it sucked because he painted it a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you on that. And, I mean, a lot of that Q&A was crowd control for what's coming in 6.2.
Yeah, it was. I felt like that whole interview was him going, oh, God, this is going to suck.
Yeah, I will say, though, he spun a lot of that, and it gives me hope to the next expansion. So,
yeah.
At least it worked in that respect. So, anyways, second day, I'm out there. I'm handy notes. I'm doing stuff, trying to find things and everything. And then, finally, I get a quest, an Apexis daily, to fly up to this place. I kill some stuff, and then I find the spawn point where you kill the fell dog to get the quest for the fell puppy, and I'm like, sitting here, camping, waiting for that rare. So, just kind of hung out for a while, and I just kind of started looking around, and again, taking in more, and I got my fell puppy, which is so freaking adorable. Love it.
It is.
And felt a little better about it. Not just because I got the dog, but again, I was sitting there doing something, experiencing it. But again, essentially just mindlessly slaughtering everything I see. But it feels more appropriate in this area.
Right.
Just because of how they've set it up. So I want to spend more time with it. And I mean, the sad thing is I have to do this a second time on my monk as well, because I'm raiding with that tune, but I want to do everything on my mage. So that part's going to suck, like big time, because in order to get the gains out of it, I've got to do everything twice, and I'm not looking forward to that. But I will say, I'm enjoying it to an extent. So we'll see what happens with more time.
I want to point out something real quick that Amy Jade said in the chat room, because this is a statement that I hear a lot, and it fires me up. I feel like I've been the most mellow about this patch of everybody, which, geez, I didn't expect that. But let me get fired up for people that expect it. Amy Jade says, were you guys in a group doing the dailies out there? Makes it less painful. You should never have to use the phrase make it less painful. Make it fun.
It should be fun to begin with.
It should not be a, hey, if you bring 5 of your friends, it only feels like a punch in the face instead of 3 punches in the face. Like, no, make it good. Make it good from the get-go. I hate that excuse. Like, bring in people and then it's, less of a slog. Don't make it a slog is kind of how my solution is. Like, don't do that and then it gets better. Like, ugh, I hate that excuse. That's such a stupid excuse.
And it's even funny because, I'm part of that whole group that would have been doing all that stuff. But when I experienced content the first time, I'm very closed off. I'm sitting there, got the music going. I'm reading all the quest text, doing everything at my own speed, exploring at my own speed and all that stuff. So I don't want to do any of that in a group. And, I've got some great friends that I play with. Hell, I raid with, pretty much almost all of my friends. And the fact that they're in Mumble, running around, doing stuff together and everything, that's great for them. And I'm really happy for that. And I kind of wish that I had done that. But for me, I'm experiencing the content at my own pace. I don't want to hold them back. So, I'm sorry, Amy Jade, but no, I wasn't with friends because I wanted to be punched in the face 3 times.
And guess what? I can go play Heroes and get on Mumble and talk to friends and play a game that's fun. Also with friends. Like, crazy how that works. Like, turns out games can be fun and also with friends, as well as crappy and also with friends.
That sounds made up.
Right.
So,
the thing that kills me about... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, like, I don't want to sound like I'm being too harsh on this content because I don't feel like I've experienced enough of it to really pass a strong judgment. But it is in this weird place where it's not drawing me in, and it could. Like, during all the interviews and all of that, I was feeling like I was kind of drawn in by what they were talking about early, but it's very easy for me to say, and I think it's admirable that, Ben, you found a way to look at the world and appreciate it more, but for me, it was easier to say, well, I've got other games that are upfront fun that I don't have to look for the fun hidden in. Like, I'll just go play those instead. And I shouldn't have to do that. I've been playing this game for so long. Like, it's not hard for them to get me into WoW. It's not difficult. You would think it based on some of the things that have happened recently, but it's not difficult for them to pull me into the game. I get excited about WoW more than I do about most other things. They just have to put forth the effort to do so.
Yeah. Kephas, what were you going to say?
I feel like they put this in knowing that we weren't going to like it. And I go off of that by, I know that they had 6 months, and I know that by the time they did that interview, they didn't have time to change things, but they knew a long time ago that we're not liking this stuff. We're not liking Apexis. They knew from the beginning that the rep grinds, were going to be hated because Ian said, yeah, there's no defense for that. And then they put another one in with the cat people. And it's like, you put flying behind that. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that no one's going to like doing this, knowing that it's not going to be fun for anybody, maybe somebody. There are a few masochists out there. You know what I mean? But it's like, the whole time I'm in T9, I'm like, I make fun, like, taking Imojade's advice, grouping with people, doing random things, trying to make the most fun of it. But, like, I agree with John. I shouldn't have to try so hard to have fun. It should be fun to begin with because it is, in fact, a video game. Mm-hmm. Like, why am I not flying over the Iron Front, bombing things on a flying mount? Why am I not shooting birds just with because there's this one area, the Iron Harbor. You can get ammo and you can go shoot some birds. You get 1 ammo, you can shoot 4 times. I'm like, why can't I just go shoot it? I could go shoot it in Wrath. I could get on this gun and shoot these birds down in Wrath with Quest, and I could get rep that way. Why can't I do that here? That was fun. Everybody liked that quest. But this time they're like, nah, we're going to make it stupid.
Remember?
And it's like, huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I can get fired up too. And like, if you go watch my video, not to plug my channel, but like I did a day one reaction, and I got pretty fired up because I was like, this is a Tinan jungle invasion. We get on the boat, suddenly we're in Tinan jungle, and we just run up and spoilers, not much to spoil. You just run up, touch a flag, and oh look, Volmar, you just invaded Tinan jungle. Like, why are we not starting on the docks? Why are we not starting on a ship like we did in 5.2 in the Isle of Thunder? Why are we not working our way into Tinan, fighting them on two fronts, fighting them from the gates, fighting them from the iron front, and then coming up, sneaking behind on the docks, and doing like this two-prong attack where we got to work our way into the island and do these cool little daily quests or cool little events, go bomb the iron front so that we can weaken their forces so that we can get our forces in. And why aren't we doing that? Because they know how to do that. They've done it before, but they gave us this instead. And it's not as fun. And we're all sitting here like trying very hard to be positive. All of us right now are trying very hard to be as positive as we can and look at this in the most positive way. And it's hard.
Even me.
I'm not
Even
trying.
you, but that's being honest. Like, you had to change your view, Ben. Like, I had to look at it a different way, and now I'm kind of enjoying it. But it's like, you shouldn't have had to go through that. You should have had fun from the first day.
Yeah. I gotta say, in the chat room, and I'm sorry if I pronounce this wrong, but Kennel Gren, whatever. I'm actually having fun in Tannen so far, solo, since I have to take care of a kid at the moment. But Apexis Dailies, I don't stress about going every day. And
yeah,
I think for me, that's part of it. Because I was so stressed about trying to maximize my time and, make sure that I'm working towards flying and all that stuff. And now I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm not too worried about flying because here's the realization that I have made. Once I unlock flying, I will have engaged with the content enough to where I now don't care that I have flying. And maybe that's part of their design philosophy. Maybe that's why they're way into it. They're like, ha ha ha, I fooled you. But it's one of those things, it's like unlocking a super awesome gun in a video game right before the final boss. And it's like, yeah, I got this thing. Okay, I used it once, and now I'm kind of done with the whole thing, and that was exciting for a moment. Yeah. So, I'm not worrying about flying anymore. I will get it at some point, so that when I bring alts through, I can fly for the leveling experience. But right now, I'm just kind of like, it'll be what it'll be, because by the time I get access to that flying, I am not going to care at all that I have flying. I already know it.
So, at this point, I want to do what John and I try to do in every episode and every criticism that we have about WoW. Let's be constructive. Let's improve this. Let's see what we can do to make it better. And okay. I don't want just a blanket no Apexis Dailies, because I think we all agree on that. So, Jocelyn, I'm starting with you. You can either talk just Ashran, you can talk the whole experience. What would you do to make 6.2 a more enjoyable experience for you?
Actually, two things. I mean, obviously, one is put groups back into Ashran, like fix your back-end server queue crap, but let me go in with 40 people that I want to play with. That would probably be my number one thing. But other than that, for me, and it's kind of been this consistent issue with Warcraft, find a way to tell me the story a little bit better, because everything that you guys are talking about, like two fronts and the jungle and it's all covered in green. I'm like, why? Like, I saw that trailer with like Gul'dan, and he's apparently captured Grom somehow, and there's fell everything everywhere. I'm like, but we killed the big demon dude. Nobody drank any of the stuff. What the hell's going on right now? Mm-hmm. Like, because like I said, our raid team struggled so much with Heimal. I have no idea what is going on in the greater WoW story.
Well, you see, Jocelyn, it turns out that if you care about lore,
which I do a lot,
you have to do the legendary quest. If you don't do the legendary quest, you don't get to know what the story of WoW is. Mm-hmm.
See, I got to the point where, so I did the first bit, And then I got to the point where I had to do, I think, the 3 different heroic dungeons. But by the time I got there, because I'd been so focused on Ashran, all my friends are already done. All my friends already had their rings and everything else. And I was just like, oh, well, okay. I don't really want to queue in with randoms. I'm just going to go back to Ashran and keep grinding my Nemesis quests. So that's where I am. I'm stuck. I haven't gone past the part where I have to do heroic dungeons.
Hey, Jocelyn, guess what?
What?
I have a healer who
I can't do
done...
it anymore because it's patch 6.2
no.
and that was patch 6.1 content.
I have a healer who hasn't done that yet either, who I'm raiding with, who, you know what? I don't want to do it. So yeah. I'm in the same boat as you.
I thought you were going to say that, yes, that I should come and do it with you, but you don't want to do it at all. Great.
Well, no, we totally should at some point, but...
I've got an alt that wants to do it.
Okay, all right. But, and that's the thing is that I have no idea what happens or how we got to this point either. And I actually have been raiding. I have been playing and doing all this stuff because I'm behind, on my legendary progression. I haven't been running LFR every week and stuff just to get those stupid stones. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, and that's the thing. Then somebody told me that they were like, oh, well, are you getting your stones for the legendary thing when we were in raid? And I was like, stones? What are you talking about? And they're just like, oh, because, we had been raiding for weeks. And they were just like, oh, yeah, because that was somebody said, oh, don't forget to loot the boss and get your stone things. And I was like, I'm not getting any stone things. Am I supposed to get stone things? It's because they all did the heroic dungeons way back in week 1. And, we're collecting these things for legendary quests. And I'm just like, there is no way you could pay me enough money to go into LFR. I will not do it. I refuse. Foot down, will not do it. So, now what am I supposed to do? I don't have a raid team anymore. You guys raid way stupid late, says the girl doing a podcast at 2 o'clock in the morning. Not the point. It seems like they're through the legendary quest, and they did the same thing in Pandaria. They put all these different things that you have to do. You have to do heroic dungeons. You have to do raids. You have to. And none of those have-tos are ever the things that I do in WoW or that I enjoy in WoW. Sorry, that's a lie. In Pandaria, you did have to PvP. But, for the most part, PvP is always the thing that nobody ever has to do. And that's the thing that I love to do. I have to do all the PvE stuff and all the raid stuff, and that's not fun for me. I still have yet to complete a legendary questline in Warcraft. Of any kind, ever.
Well, let's see. I'll take you through Sunwell Plateau. We'll just keep doing that and trying to farm the legendary bow for you that you can't do anything with, but you'll have a legendary. How's that?
Okay.
Actually, you can use the legendary bow in the time-walking dungeons, and it's effective.
Ooh.
Fun fact.
Time-walking dungeons.
I might get my legendary staff out.
I do have the twin warglaves. Maybe it might be worth going in. It might be worth becoming what I hate and doing time-walking dungeons just to use that.
I actually liked them. I did them. I took a fresh 100 into time-walking, and 660 gear was dropping, and I was like, holy crap, I went from 600 item level to 640 in a couple hours. It was pretty fun. Yeah, it was crazy. You can get gear in there. They're very face rolly. They're not hard at all, which some people might like that. Some people might hate that. I like it because I'm not. That's gearing an alt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I want it to be fun. Yeah. It felt very much like a Wrath of the Lich King experience. And so my reviews for the Time Walking Dungeons is very positive. I think they're a lot of fun.
Good.
I love the idea. I just
yeah.
Anybody who knows me knows I have very strong opinions on content that's only available at certain times.
Yeah. I agree with that. That should be permanent.
And they can take that content and stick it right up their bum as far as I'm concerned. Because
yeah.
Don't tell me when I feel like running a dungeon. That bugs the crap out of me. I know that it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. I should be less independent-minded and, intentionally resentful over things that really are not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but I hate it. I hate when someone's like, well, if you want to run this content, you're going to do it here. Because my response is, then I'm not going to run your content.
Right.
Because that's the kind of contrarian person I am, I guess.
Well, and realize that Final Fantasy XIV, it's a standard part of running dungeons at when you're a higher level and going back and scaling down to run lower level dungeons and benefiting from it at your high level, that's all the time. And it's like, well, why don't you just do this all the time? You know, I mean, why not? What's the big deal?
Yeah.
What's he going to do?
So, John, how'd you fix 6.2, or how would you make it more appealing to you?
Well, I really I just want to do a shout out to Jocelyn's answer about the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this expansion is weird in that the story is surprisingly good for what it is, for all the jokes we made leading up to it about time travel and alternate reality and who cares. I think it's actually a strong storyline, but you wouldn't know it from how they're behaving because Blizzard seems to want you to know none of the storyline. Like, hide it in books, hide it in, you know, you got to engage with every aspect of the content if you want to see it. Like, hide it, tuck it away, don't show anybody the story.
Keep it
Your
secret.
story's showing, zip
Keep
it
it
up.
safe.
Like, just every way they can possibly hide the story, they're doing it. And it's driving me crazy because I like the story in the game. Thankfully, I am not afraid of spoilers like some people, so as soon as the videos get put online and like, here's how the legendary quest wraps up, I'm like, cool, let me see it. Oh, alright, cool, so Grom got captured by Gul'dan, created this fell iron horde. Great, saw it, good to go. I've seen the ending cinematic, which I won't spoil, because technically we're not up to that. But, like, I watch it, which is good, because as it turns out, I'm probably not going to get to see it any other way, so seems like a good way to go. So I'm not going to take that answer, but I want to shout out to it because, yes, please, Blizzard, care a little bit more about telling the story to your players. But I'm going to say, for all the talk about ship battles and docks and all this excitement around this navy that we're building and all of that, you spend an absurd amount of time not on ships. Like, I don't feel like a sea captain at all. I feel like, once again, my followers are having all the fun in WoW. I'm sending them off on these amazing naval battles, and I'm just on the dock like, they're having such a good time, and I'm here.
Are you back yet, guys? Are you back yet? Are you back?
Guys,
Oh,
I
gotta
want to
wait
go on
another
a
day.
pirate adventure. Come back! And like, they're even, you know, you can unlock these transmoggable hats that make you look like a naval officer. Like, I'm so excited about all these nautical themed adventures, and there's no nautical themed adventures to actually be had. It's just the little menu that pops up and you send boats. And I'm just like, every time I build a ship, I'm like, she's a fine vessel, but like, I can't sail on it. Like, it just goes off and does what it does. So I would have put more ship related things in. You know what? We need our pirate expansion.
Yes.
Ben, is what I'm
That is
getting at.
next
I'm getting
expansion.
at. I want my pirate
Pirates.
expansion.
Pirates and a lazy river in Orgrimmar. That's all we
Yes,
ask.
that's all I want. Everything's water
Pirates
related.
in the
What's
lazy
up
river
with
in
that?
Orgrimmar.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so great.
Imagine how
Like,
great
you
Talk
sit
Like
in a
Pirate Day
raft
would
that's
be.
got a mast, and you just like shoot little cannonballs at other people as you go down
So
the lazy
good.
river.
Yeah, think about it. Imagine how great Talk Like a Pirate Day would be during a pirate expansion.
Yeah, be amazing.
Yes.
Your like heirloom gear is just barnacles. You look like Davy Jones.
That'd be nice.
It'd be
Jack
great.
Sparrow.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you get to talk like that. Oh my gosh, it would be so fun. Why aren't we playing this game?
Might happen next patch
Yep.
or next expansion.
totally.
I keep hoping. Like, I hope this is an omen of things to come. They're like, well, we're already working on ship stuff. You might as well just put it in the game.
Pirates! Yeah. So, John, what are your ship names? Like, some of the ones that you've come up with.
So here's the crappy thing. I haven't changed any ship names yet.
Ugh.
It was like the feature hearing about people. I'm like, oh, I'm going to name all my ships really cool names. But I was so bummed that I don't get to have the pirate adventures that I'm just like, no, I'm not going to name the ship. I'm not going to engage. If you guys want to go off in your stupid ship, that's fine. I'm going to sit here on the dock and mope. But it's also been giving me pretty good ship names. Like, I got an epic called the Dawn Runner, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like, I don't want to change that. Why change that? That's a cool ship name. I think there's one that's like the Wet Kobold or something like that. I don't think that's what it's actually called, but I was like, yeah, that's kind of dumb, but, you know, Wet Kobold, that sounds okay. We'll keep that as a ship.
Dies, that's okay.
So, yeah, I haven't named any ships yet, but I'm going to call one the Krusty Murloc, which is actually, it sounds like the name of an inn, but I don't care. I like the idea of a Krusty Murloc with an eye patch.
I'm okay with it either way. That's a fantastic name.
I like it.
Okay, Kef, 6.2. How do you fix it?
You don't make any more content for Warlords, and you move on to the next expansion.
You're just totally done with it.
All right.
I think that no. I agree with what both of you guys have said, and I think what it really comes down to is the fact that I've realized that I do not want to be a commander anymore. Mm-hmm. I want to be an adventurer again.